I'll do it later. Have you ever caught yourself saying, I'll do it later? Well, the truth is, when we say we'll do it later, most times we don't. And after coaching for 12 years and dealing with clients for over 12 years, dealing with myself and other people, I know one thing. When someone says, I'll do it later, you can usually expect they won't do it. The reason for this is because there is a law called the law of diminishing intent. And the law of diminishing intent basically goes like this. The longer you wait to do something after you say you're going to do it, the less likely you are to do that said object or said task. The reason for this is because as we go through our day, if we did not prioritize and do it right now, we'll say that we'll do it later, but then just like this current moment, we'll say that we can't do it because something. Now, the trick to reduce the law of diminishing intent and the I'll do it later is to simply do it now. If it's something that you can do at this very moment, the best thing you can do is do it. Don't put it off. Don't wait. Don't say you'll do it later, because you won't. Just know, learn this about yourself. If you say you're going to do something later, you're not going to. And I put this rule into place for myself that if I catch myself saying I'll do it later, I have to do it immediately, because I will not do it later. Okay? So while I know that I do have a likelihood of doing the task or things that I say I will later, I know that if I say it, I'm going to fall into the law of diminishing intent and not do it. So instead of saying I'll do it later, what I do is figure out what is the smallest minuscule task that I can do to move myself in the direction of that task or object or whatever I need to do, and I'll do that. Okay? Maybe it's not doing the full complete thing that was initially needed to be done. Say that it's I'll take the trash out. Okay? Let's say we're talking about taking the trash out right now. I say, hey, Jeff, can you take the trash out? And I say, I'll do it later. However, what I'll do is I'll take the trash out of the trash bag. I'll put it by the stairs. I'll do something that initiates the action that is needed to be taken later. Or I'll do the whole task. But I'll do at least some step of the task that needs to be done that I was going to put off to doing later and do it now. The reason that this works is because of two things. One, it initiates the task, which means that I can't then say I'll do it later again when I see the trash outside of the trash can. Two, it might spark the initial movement in the direction that I need to take, and then just makes me do it. So when I say I'll take the trash out later and I take the trash out of the can and put it by my stairs in my case, what it does is it triggers my mind to then say, you're already almost there. Why not take the trash out and finish this task? Or go ahead and put it here, because you're going to see this annoying trash bag that's about to leak on the floor and you have to take it out. So it forces you to take it out instead of allowing the law of diminishing intent to kick in and stop you and procrastinate you even longer and never actually do it, or wait multiple days, hours, or weeks to complete the simple task that you needed. Now, the difference between a high achiever and everybody else is a high achiever or high performer does everything. They do the shit that they need to do on a daily, weekly, monthly, and hourly basis. There is no I'll do it later and procrastination. They do it, and they do it as fast or as soon as possible, because they know the faster they take action on something, the faster you move on something, the faster you do something, the more time you're going to have to do other tasks later. The other thing is that when you do not complete a task, or you say you'll do it later, you have anxiety about the issue. The reason you have anxiety about the issue is because you're now sitting here thinking to yourself over and over and over again about how you have to do this little dumb shit task, like take out the trash, that you did not do later. Now, all you can do is think about how you have to take out the trash instead of being able to focus on what's actually important in that very moment. So, there's a couple lessons in here. One, if you say you're going to do it later, do something now that initiates the task. Two, put a rule into place for yourself that says if you do say you're going to do it later, you most likely will not. Three, understand that by saying you'll do it later, you're going to most likely cause yourself anxiety and and lose focus on what's actually important later on down the line, because now you're going to be focused on dumb stuff. The last tip is this. If you comment, this is one of my big things for me, is I'll have my coaching groups and stuff I'll say, hey, I want you guys to do this homework real quick. Just give me a quick summary, write out something, give me a little feedback. And they'll say, "Oh, Jeff, I'll do it later." Well, here's the problem. They literally just spent 20 to 30 seconds writing to me personally saying, "Jeff, I'll do it later," instead of spending 30 seconds plus an additional 30 seconds to do the simple homework that was asked. So, are you saving time, losing time, or making it worse down the line? I also have another rule that I say is it's easier to keep up than play catch up. So, if you're putting tasks on a back burner saying, "I'll do it later," you're now stacking more and more shit later on down the line or down the day to where now you have a bunch of stuff that you have to do and it feels overwhelming. If you ever get the feeling of overwhelm, it's because you say you'll do something later too much. So, stop that. Stop that vicious habit of "I'll do it later" and start doing now. Don't let the law of procrastination kick in and kick your ass and make it so you can't succeed. If you want to take the next step and get yourself out of procrastination, start achieving your fitness goals, nutrition, fitness, and all that good stuff, losing weight, toning, and increasing your health and performance overall, click the link above and let's have a conversation about how we can achieve your goals and stop you from procrastinating any further on your health and fitness or achieving your goals as a whole.